So last time we went through making a bot pretty quickly, and I wanted to take some time to go through some of those details. And the reason is that because of this language is relatively new, and also because it doesn't really handle mistakes very well. If you make a mistake, the error messages that you get can be pretty cryptic. So I want to just walk through some of the things that I've seen people make mistakes with. Little things like making sure that there are spaces in certain places and line breaks in certain places, just to help you troubleshoot when you do get an error and, if possible, avoid the errors in the first place. So let's dive in to ReefScript, which is the language that Dexter uses, and look at some of the key commands and some of the things, again, that you need to remember.
So Dexter uses a language called ReefScript, or it's based on that, and it operates under the principle of a trigger and a response. And in Dexter, the triggers are marked with a plus sign and a space. Then you have your trigger, in this case high, and then the response is a minus sign. You got to remember the space, and then one line of a response. And in all of the triggers, we have to use lowercase. If I go here and change this to uppercase, which is the natural way to write it, if I go back down to the tester phone, even just typing hi will cause the entire bot to break. Boom. And you can click here. In this case, you can see the error. Sometimes you can't. If I click on here, I can see it'll tell me triggers can't contain uppercase letters. It even shows me where the problem was, which is right there. So close that out. Sometimes the errors aren't that clear, so you want to really make sure you keep everything lowercase. So I'll change this back. The other thing is that we want to keep punctuation out of the triggers. You'll see there's no question marks here, and down here, if I add apostrophe to what's on Star Island, it won't break the bot, but it won't work either. Here I can type what's on Star Island, and you see I actually get the catch-all at the end. It's not recognizing the trigger as something that it knows. So you want to make sure to keep punctuation out. And remember, the star trigger matches any word. So we have that at the bottom. So if nothing matches above, you get a pleasant response. And we also use the star to match any word before or after help. The brackets in square brackets mean that's optional. And just to be clear about these lines, this is a line wrap here. The only return is actually at the very end here of seagulls, so that's where you want the carriage return. Finally, it's important to know that the triggers are evaluated by the computer in the order that they're in the script. So if I put hi here, this response isn't ever going to be seen. So it goes from top to bottom. If it runs into two triggers, you'll only ever see the top one. And that's also why we make a habit of putting the catch-all, the thing that matches anything, at the bottom of the script.
Okay, so that was a quick review of these ReefScript commands and the things that you want to try to avoid and remember in order to avoid errors in your bot script. And when you do get errors, then you can go back and take a look at that. In fact, if you end up getting errors in your bot script that you can't seem to solve, you can jump into the forums and certainly ask me and other people who are working on it. But you can also go back and replay this video and see if there are issues that you can address or spot based on the things that I just reviewed. Okay, so that was sort of the nitty gritty, like detail-oriented stuff that is always essential whenever you're coding. Next time, we're going to get a little bit more playful and actually see what it's like to have a real chat experience with a little bit more media and a little bit more interesting visual flow.